Hey, feasters, and welcome to episode 90. And today we are going to work on getting those quality leads. Having a vetting process in place for your business will help you select only those leads that are high quality for you. Are you ready? Let's dig in. Welcome to the Ask Rezzz podcast. I'm Jason, and I'm here to help you get past those bumps in the road, those struggles, those things that hold you back from building an amazing and profitable freelance business each and every single day. Yep, that's what we do here, answering your questions each and every single day of the week. Well, at least on the weekdays. And today's question is, how do you determine a high quality prospect? My goal of qualifying a prospect is to essentially disqualify themselves. I look at sales this way. There are way more people and projects in this world that I'm not a good fit for than that I am, right? So if I can have them figure that out as early on in the process as possible without wasting too much of their time, the better it is. It's all about time for me. I don't want to waste time on things that aren't valuable. And so I feel that most other business owners don't want to do that either. Who wants to sit on a sales call for 30 minutes or an hour even and go through all of these questions and then have a few emails going back and forth and then write up a proposal only to have a few more phone calls and the project never happen? Nobody wants that. Nobody has time for that. Not the prospect, not me. So through education about the types of businesses that I work with is really critical. And that education comes by way of writing, comes by way of vendor referrals, my own website, podcasts, testimonials, as well as social media. Before someone reaches out to you to potentially work with them, they've already made 70% of that buying decision. That's what all of the education and being visible is about. After they reach out, that's where the more specifics about the project come into play. Things like the budget, timeline, goals, what sorts of business they are, what do they sell, all these kind of other factors that can determine whether or not that you're a fit for their project. For me, I point every single prospect that comes to me to a project brief. This project brief is a questionnaire that asks all the preliminary questions I need answered for me to have an intelligent conversation on our initial sales call. Without that project brief, we don't get on the phone together. If they fill out the project brief, I review the answers, make sure that things line up with me being able to help them out, and then we schedule that call. The project brief does 5 things for me. 1, it shows me that they thought a bit about the project, that it's not just a quick fleeting thought that they are shopping around for prices on. It's a questionnaire that honestly doesn't take more than 5 or 10 minutes to fill it out if you've already spent some time in thinking about the project. Number 2, it tells me at a most basic level that the prospect doesn't mind using electronic means for communication. For me in my business, I communicate mostly over email. If someone wants to hop onto a phone or a video chat all the time, that just doesn't work for me. I won't get any sort of work done. Not saying that I'm not going to do it at all, but it's not the best means of communication for us to work together. Third thing is that it helps me get all of the basics out of the way and have the sales call be as productive as possible. I'd much rather ask questions on the call that are very specific to things like business goals and diving into the business problems, why they need my help, than really ask questions like who is the decision maker and what the timeline and budget are. I look at the sales calls almost as a mini consultation where I could provide some value to that prospect even if we don't work together. The fourth thing, make sure that I'm talking to the decision maker. Most of my clients are the business owners, but there are times where the business owner has tasked somebody to lead the project, so they are essentially the prospect. If they don't have the power to pull the trigger on the decision to move forward with the project, I want to have that other person on the phone call. Number 5, It gets their project down in writing in their own words. There are always three sides to every story: what you think, what they think, and what's actually real. For me, the project brief is what's real. It's the starting point from which we work off of to build the scope of work, the proposal, and the deliverables around the project. I dive real deep into my project brief strategy and process, as well as the implementation and automation of it inside of a feast, the roadmap and community for freelancers looking to specialize and build recurring revenue. You could go to rezzz.com/feast for all those details. I certainly didn't start off my business with all the content out there and the project brief. They obviously came a bit later in my freelance career. But by specializing, learning who I serve, understanding the common questions leads would ask me, the aspects of what my business can provide for successful projects, and understanding the problems I help people solve, the educational content and the project brief has been the point of entry for my services for a long time. Not just to help me determine the quality of a prospect, but also help the prospect in the quality of me for them. If you have a question, ask Rezzz. That's me, by leaving me a tweet, an email, or go ahead and in iTunes, leave me a 5-star review with your question, and I'll be happy to answer it for you. Until next time, it's your time to live in the feast.